Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Trey Fan Podcast. It is your boy Rashawn, and I'm here with two of my good friends to talk about the stuff that's been going on with Drake and Kendrick for the last month or so now. So these two guys have been in the last vlog. I was Aman's bachelor, so I have my boy Maaz over here, and Aman. So how you guys doing? You guys good? You ready to talk about this?
I can't wait to talk about this because I've been waiting for 10 years.
This is 10 years that we've been waiting for this beef to actually happen. Me and Maaz have been going back and forth
for goddamn 10 years this.
Because Maaz is a huge Kendrick fan, and obviously I'm a big Drake fan. And they were making fun of me because of the hat, the certified lover boy with the
$75 for a white hat with lipstick stain on it. Could have got that at the club for free, but I digress. Keep going.
I digress.
And
I'm neither fan. I'm just trying to be popular. Do something that's trendy. Trying to be a part of something.
This has never happened like in any like hip hop capacity like ever. So the fact that we got almost 8 or 7 diss records,
nine tracks.
9 tracks, and it was each week there was some new diss record that was going out.
No, it would be cool if it was each week. It was every day we were getting a track, two tracks a day or 3 tracks a day, which was what was blowing our minds.
You didn't add Rick Ross in there.
Okay, so we have the whole timeline. So we're gonna go through everything. So this goes back to March 22nd on the Future and Metro album, the song "Like That," where Kendrick started the diss, where he said, "There's no big three, it's only big me." Then on the April 5th.
Well, it wasn't just that. He didn't just say, just big three, big me. Then he started going at Drake. The whole last verse was all for Drake, talking about for all the dogs getting buried.
Yeah.
K with all these 9s, you can see Pet Cemetery. That was all directed at Drake. He wasn't going at Cole. That's what makes the next part so stupid and hilarious afterwards.
Okay. So then J. Cole dropped the 7-minute drill diss record. Did you guys enjoy it when it came out?
I thought it was sick.
It was fire, right?
I thought it was fire. I thought he did a good job. He didn't go too personal. He was just testing the waters. I think he did a great job against Kendrick. But
it was 2 days later when he decided to apologize for that. And then a couple of days later, he decided to get rid of it on all streaming platforms.
Automatically, there's no more big 3. There's just a big 2.
So honestly, I think a lot of us felt that we kind of lost our respect for him just a little bit, just because of how he went about it. And as the weeks went on and such, people started to see why he did.
Drake alluded to it in his track. Kendrick alluded to it in his track. Kendrick's team did go talk to him saying, back off. Yeah. Which is fine. If you want to back off because that's your boy, I completely get it. Okay, sure. But the way he backed out, going on a Dreamville concert, sitting up there saying, I couldn't sleep 2 nights. You don't do that, man. You just can't go out and apologize to the guy and be like, oh, man, I couldn't sleep 2 nights. That's my guy. I don't want to do this. That's a bitch move.
Especially if
It feels a little bad.
your own homeboy is out here just dissing you guys.
Kendrick Pookie. I feel bad for Kendrick Pookie.
Well, no, it came out that Schoolboy called him and said, yo, you don't want this, just back out.
So you think if Schoolboy doesn't make that call, does J. Cole keep that up?
Yes.
Or do you think, no matter what he was
I don't think Kendrick would have even responded.
Yeah.
Because even on Like That, he didn't really go at Cole. All he said was the big 3 thing. He likes Cole. Cole's one of the reasons that he was signed with Dre. Right?
Yeah.
He's got a good relationship with him. Cole's never been doing the stuff that Drake's been doing. He has actual hate for Drake. With Cole, it's just competition. Who's the best, me or you? I don't think he would have even responded to 7-minute drill.
No.
But I think it was they were worried Cole might try to double up on this, and if he does, then Kendrick's gonna go at him and ruin a good relationship. So just back off.
What I'm getting out of this
You did the leg thing.
What I'm getting out of this is it's not a cold world.
That's what you got out of it? I really thought he was gonna say more to
I thought he was about to say something with substance. No.
It's not a cold world.
But then that's the response.
Yeah.
Not a cold world.
Okay, so then next we had on the 19th was Drake dropped the first little diss record that was Push-Ups. What did you guys think of that when it dropped?
I thought he made a mistake dropping this track.
I think it was garbage.
You thought push-up was garbage?
I didn't think it was garbage. I just think he made a mistake with the way he approached this.
Okay.
Because, okay, as Drake, you have so much more to lose than Kendrick does. Yeah. You are the biggest artist on planet Earth. You sell more than every rapper combined. Yeah. The only thing you have to gain out of this beef is you get the unanimous title of best rapper on planet Earth.
But I think that's what he wants, though.
That's what he wants. Sure, that's no problem. But the way Kendrick addressed you was a verse on like that. You jumping out as the biggest artist. Now you just put out a track. You're giving Kendrick the platform and the views and the eyes that he didn't have before. If you just sit back and wait till you jump on a track, like another track's coming out and you do your own verse, force Kendrick to be the first one to drop. Mm-hmm. But Kendrick wasn't the first one to drop. You ended up dropping first. Now everybody's interested. You've just got every lead that you had. You're putting all those eyes on Kendrick. So now Kendrick's already starting ahead. You're starting a step back. Yeah.
But push-up seems like it was addressing that whole, like basically everyone that's been going at him, which was obviously Future, Metro, The Weeknd, Rick Ross. But he kind of just jumped in. Like it wasn't like, you know.
We'll touch on that later, but everyone jumped in.
Yeah.
Everybody hates this man for whatever reason.
What do you guys think of the reason that people have this kind of hatred towards Drake? Do you think it's because of his stance on where he is in hip hop now? Like,
I, Rashawn, think I guess it was really like that.
I'm trying to like help this guy get.
Okay, you know what? How deep we want to get into this?
I mean, I don't really know much.
How deep do we want to get into this early? We're only on push-ups. There's a reason everybody hates Drake, and that's what we'll touch on it when we get to Euphoria.
Okay. So after that, I think it was like a couple hours later on Drake's Instagram, he decides to drop another diss record, but an AI version with Tupac and Snoop Dogg, the tailor-made freestyle. So you guys didn't like this one, right?
What?
Honestly, I didn't really listen to it properly.
Oh, I listened to it.
You can't lie. Okay, for me, I thought that it was a good idea because the entire week leading up to it, we didn't know what song was real because of how popular AI was at that time, right?
Okay.
It wasn't a good AI, right?
No.
But the idea that Drake had people that Kendrick looked up to, which was Snoop and Tupac. Yeah, that's like with the Snoop shirt. That he looked up to, talking to him like, yo, when are you going to drop? You're going to let this Canadian guy just drop all this heat on you and not say anything about it? Like, I thought that was a cool concept to bring in the conversation on what was real with the AI stuff and then also poke fun at Kendrick not responding, how long he's going to take and such.
Okay, in
it's
retrospect,
not great, though.
In hindsight,
yeah.
The reason I don't like the track is because of what he does on the Heart Part 6. So what he did in Taylor Made Freestyle is like, okay, drop. Like, are you going to drop? Like, how long am I going to wait? Mm-hmm. Two things wrong. In the moment, the reason I didn't like it is because you waited 27 days to drop push-ups.
Yeah.
At the time of him dropping this, you just dropped it. It hasn't even been a day yet, but you took 27 days to drop push-ups. So why are you so eager to get him to go? Mm-hmm. But the reason he's so eager is because he knows if he rushes Kendrick might make a mistake. He might fumble.
Trying to control the narrative, too.
He's trying to control the narrative. Like, oh, you're scared to drop. You're scared to drop. Afterwards, the reason I hate it is because on push-ups and on this track, you're begging this man to drop. Mm-hmm. Then on the Heart Part 6, you go in like, oh, you're probably going to drop another 100 tracks. Oh, I don't really care anymore.
Yeah.
So what is it? What stance is it? Did you want him to drop? Or, oh, you asked for it, you got it, and now it's like, okay, shit, he's dropping too much. Like, oh, you're going to drop in 6 minutes. He never picks a stance, and that's a theme for Drake. He never picks one stance and sticks with it. He just goes with whatever flows in the moment. Mm-hmm. Rhymes.
I guess.
Amen.
I want to hear your
I guess
thoughts on that.
Instead of push-ups,
it's going to be stupid.
He should have pulled down Taylor Made.
He did. The Tupac estate made him take it down.
Oh. So do you think that was Kendrick's thing, or you think it was just...
No, because the Tupac estate is always super protective of his shit.
Yeah.
You can't do anything with Tupac's name or likeness without them coming down hard on you, and Drake knew this.
It's funny because Tupac and Drake are the same people.
Wait, what?
Tupac and Drake are the same.
Well, there's one pretty big difference.
Well, Tupac's bald and Drake has hair, so I guess
no.
I don't think that's what he's talking about.
There's another one.
I'll do this too.
The files, yes.
The files.
Documents.
The files. Well, we'll get to that soon. We'll get to that soon.
You're going to probably have to start reading from here now because I can't see because of the camera.
Wow.
Oh, well, what's in the...
Blind fuck?
Okay, well, after that, on April 30th is when Kendrick drops Euphoria.
Great.
And what did you guys think of Euphoria?
Great diss track.
As a Drake fan, I was like, holy shit, this was really good.
I mean, it's expected. Like, I think that was what we expected from Kung Fu Kenny.
Just
Or
his
Kendrick.
hunger though, like he was, like you could feel
Or
how
Savior,
much
I don't know.
hatred he has towards this man,
Yeah.
and it was just like he did not waste the bar. You know what I mean? Like I can't even lie.
That was the main thing I was gonna say about Euphoria. Is like not a single bar was wasted from the first verse to the last verse. Not a single bar was wasted. And as this beef went on, that track got better and better and better because of the foreshadowing in it.
Mm-hmm.
That track, when you initially listened to it when it first came out, we're all like, okay, let's figure out the entendres. What does he mean by this? What does he mean by this? And as every other track started coming out, especially Drake's tracks, you go back to that track and listen to it, and then you think, like, he called it. He knew this was going to happen. He called it. So that's how I think, we'll get to it later, Kendrick did have a mole in it. And that's the next track, 616 in LA. That one is another warning to Drake. I know what you're going to say. Don't do it. I have guys that work for you that know give me information. Don't do it. Don't take it there. And then what does Drake do, Rashawn?
Family Matters, which was fire. We were listening to it on Discord,
Best diss track.
and
Best
from the
diss track.
first bass drop, we knew that this was a Drake that was like a lot more interested in showing why he's the top guy. Did Drake just call you to like confirm that?
Oh, sorry. I'm
Kendrick's
sorry,
like,
sorry.
yo,
Wait, hold on.
Nah,
hold
Drake doesn't confirm any facts.
on.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. What was that beat?
We're not talking about my beats right now. We're talking about Drake's
Was
beats.
that Tamil beat?
That was not a Tamil beat. That was a anime beat.
Okay, continue.
all right. So continuing, before Kendrick decided to like interrupt us just now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Family Matters I thought was a really good diss record. I like that
It's a good song.
there was three
overall.
parts, so it didn't feel like it was dragging on, because that was almost like a 7-minute song.
Yeah.
And that's another thing we can also admit too, was all these freestyles was not like
2-3 minutes.
2-3 minutes. It went like 4 minutes to,
From
like,
Euphoria onwards, yeah.
onwards of just bars, and like I really enjoyed Family Matters.
I thought I enjoyed Family Matters out of all of them.
Yeah, for a whole 20 minutes.
Okay, that's just a you problem.
That's not a me problem. That's an OVO problem.
After that, it was. Oh wait, what's that parody? I don't know what that is.
Because on IG, he
the
did the
Buried
Buried
Alive
Alive interlude. And he's
So
just like,
Oh,
You remember on Take Care that he had him featured on the Buried Alive
Yeah.
interlude? So Drake did like his own one of him. He didn't really say anything crazy. It was just kind of
like
trolling.
taunting Kendrick's voice, like the way Kendrick
oh yeah.
sometimes
I
does
hate
things.
that, yeah.
I couldn't even listen to the lyrics. I'm like, this is dragging on. Like, I'm just going to move on. Then Meet the Grams drops.
Garbage.
so aren't
I
too
would take that diss track
fans of
and
it.
I would see that garbage bin right there. I'd put it right there.
percent with it. Like the first verse where he's talking to Adonis. The second one we're talking to is his mom
Yeah.
and dad.
Mom and dad.
And then
the last verse, right?
is
No,
his
the third
daughter.
verse. There's
Oh,
4
third-
verses
yeah.
in that. Third
last
verse
one's
is
his-
daughter. Last one's to
Yeah.
Drake.
So
Last one's to Drake. Yeah,
I don't want to include the third one, the daughter one, because
we're not sure.
we're not sure.
You
The
have to
actual
at this
content
point.
of it though
Actually, you can
was
probably
good.
just
I really enjoyed the things that he was saying and the way he was
do it. I like
going
the beat
about
of
it.
I'm not gonna lie. I like the beat of it.
But I think like
it was an
the way, like
Alchemist beat.
Yeah, it was scary.
our problem with Kendrick sometimes is the different voices he does for the characters he does. You know what
That's
I mean?
the point, though. Look at every track that's dropped. Euphoria, like
Okay.
that. Meet the Grams, not like us. Not a single one sounds the same.
I mean,
Because it's the
I
same
can
as every
argue
one of
that.
his albums. Every one of his albums. Good Kid, Mad City, To Pimp a Butterfly, Damn, Mr. Morale. Not one of them is the same. They all sound very, very unique to each other, and that's what Kendrick is. He shows you his versatility on each one of these.
But
Meet the Grams isn't a rap song. That's just hate letters.
Yeah,
That's literally just spoken poetry of just
So
hate.
reset. It felt like it was a bedtime story.
It did feel like a bedtime story. It put me to sleep. I'm not gonna lie. I fell asleep.
We listened to it on Discord too, and we're like,
Yeah, I was like, thank you.
that was the most quiet Discord call for a diss record we
Bro,
listened
I
to.
yawned.
Because you know why you guys were quiet?
Why?
Because it was evil.
No,
that
it was boring.
That was not a diss track.
The
Where you're just
last
calling
verse is
him a
what got us
bitch.
into it, though.
Yeah, the
remember?
last verse
verse
was
got us into it when
nice.
he would start to like.
So
say,
you guys didn't get into it when he started talking to his mother, and he's like, "Pause. Let me start dropping the bombs," and that's when he
I
started
had to,
dropping
I
all
had
the
to listen to it a
allegations.
couple times to think, because I remember I messaged him and I'm like, okay, like, I'm like, there's so much I'm probably missing, because the first listen, you're like, okay, well, he's saying interesting stuff, but it wasn't like anything truly engaging because I think we're just coming off listening to Family Matters.
Very different vibes.
So the different vibe, that's what it was.
Different vibes.
So after a couple listens, then you start to like get more into the song, right? But from the first listen, I was like, because we're coming off of Family Matters, we're like, that's what you came back with?
Yep.
But
you know what I mean?
It's like, okay, so I feel like you guys were just listening for the beat and the track and like how the flow was going and like
no wow
how catchy it
factor
was.
either, though.
There is a wow factor. There's he exposes him as a, you know what?
Yeah.
And number two, he exposes that he has a daughter.
Pusha T already
Both
did
of
that.
those, Pusha T did his son.
Yeah, same thing.
Kendrick did his daughter. Yeah, imagine how sad
But
that is. 2
we
times
all
2
knew
rap
about-
battles, you get 2 kids exposed. What are you batting 2 for 2 on Mysterious Kids?
Yeah, but there's nothing like. We already know this now. We already know his character. We
So
already
you're
know.
telling me when he's talking to his mother and says, as a woman, I hope you know this about your son, and he goes down that list of allegations, you didn't think, what
We
the
That
hell?
was
knew
the
those,
first time though that he's the only rapper that mentioned that. The only other people to talk about the circle that Drake can't trust was Pusha, and before that, obviously Rick Ross, who actually had like a decent freestyle. His diss record was, you know.
Stop
like it?
inserting yourself. That's a topic after. Stop inserting
Yeah,
yourself.
the game-
Like Drake is, that the brand
His PR
Drake
team
is.
was working
His
overtime.
PR team. He has Nike sponsorship. Universal. He's the biggest Universal artist. Every time these stories came out back then, it was easy to wash it away. Release something else breaking and let it go away. The Millie Bobby Brown stuff. It was going for like a week and then washed away. Everyone forgot about it. No one's forgetting about this ever again
Whitney's
because nobody's ever
Whitney
gone on a diss record against like the top tiers
And
and
said things like
openly said, this is what you are, and use those words. The words that Kendrick used, nobody uses it.
You guys think there was actually that Zoom call meeting?
I don't even know what that is.
But I do think that Universal did get involved
They had to.
because, remember, Nike dropped Tiger Woods for cheating on his wife.
Yeah.
They've dropped people for much, much less.
Cheetah Woods. Is he nice? You remember the songs that they
So these allegations with their biggest star,
Yeah.
you know they made a call saying, guys, we need you to stop because we're going to take a hit now. Because they're both signed under the same
Yeah.
overall record, which is hilarious.
Yeah,
And then
Not
obviously
Like
song
Us.
the drop, which
And
was,
then Not Like Us
Yeah.
dropped.
I didn't like the beat at first, and I still don't like the beat.
Maaz
He
and
doesn't
Aman
like
beat
Mustard.
Ho.
Yeah, I just don't like DJ Mustard. I find him very unoriginal. Just hate his
he
beats.
basically made the track for the summer.
I don't think
Yep.
so.
What do you mean you don't think so?
Not for me. I'm saying for me, for everybody
Well,
else.
yeah, for
everyone.
you, I need to play somewhat like, what are those country artists' name? Luke Bryan?
Sure.
They-
I don't know what that is.
oh, really? I thought you know.
No, that's the track of the summer.
I don't think so.
We'll get to the disrespect of this track.
I just feel like I don't know. I don't think that beat was that crazy like people are trying to say it.
I like that.
I think the lyrics were way better.
The lyrics are
Meet
incredible.
the Grams?
The man gave you a goddamn history lesson in the middle of
the
a.
pace was better. But again, it's
But I feel like
that
you're listening for
stand-
things that you like that sounds good. Not everything is gonna
No,
sound
I know,
incredible.
but I'm saying the pace was better for him in this song. But what I don't like is I just don't like how he thinks he's Mr. Morale. Like I know
But
he has an
that's ju-
album,
but
but
that's
he
because
thinks he's
of
like
the fan
the
base
moral
too,
compass.
right?
Yeah, but then you have let's say the next one, which was I forget the name, the Hard Part 6.
Yeah, that was the last.
So let's just assume everything is
Family after listening to Mr. Morale
okay, but
because he had the leak.
okay, but how come nobody else addressed it? How come his manager didn't address it? How come his wife, who's supposed to be his like
Have you
high
seen
school
TDE?
sweetheart?
Oh, sorry, not TDE. PG Lang. Have you seen any of them?
No.
They never fucking post anything.
Yeah, but that's weird.
This
If-
isn't Drake.
even
you
the
guys are so
Dave
used
Free
to
stuff
Drake
too,
beat.
man.
okay, but the wife, if your wife is like your
Oh,
high school
fiance,
sweetheart,
because they're
fiance,
yeah.
which is pretty wild. Like,
Hey man, Jim and Pam, or sorry, Roy and Pam. Some
Okay,
people just
well,
get
see, there you
engaged
go.
and they never get married.
there you go. But if she knew that someone was slandering, no,
Might
see,
not
that's
want
She
the
has
part.
nothing. She doesn't need to defend herself because they all know that
Why
it's
though?
not real.
But
Like everything that's happened since then, we haven't touched on it. Everything that's happened since then, show me one receipt of anything Drake said. A single receipt, a single
don't know,
piece
I
of
haven't-
actual proof.
haven't
On 616 in LA, you put money in the streets to get receipts on me, but it's not my fault. I live a boring life. You couldn't find shit.
Yeah.
Drake put himself in this situation by living the lifestyle that he lives, going around and fucking any girl that he wants, and going around and talking to all these other girls that you should not be talking to. Like, he decided to put that on himself. There's never been an allegation like this on Kendrick. Kendrick doesn't have that lifestyle. He just decided to say it. But before he was able to say it, he says it on Family Matters. And the reason I don't buy any of it is because on Euphoria, Kendrick tells you he knows what Family Matters is. The first verse is fabricating stories on my family because you listen to Mr. Morale. In Mr. Morale, he literally has a line that says, black and blue eyes, I hate to see my queen like that. This is the first where Drake misinterprets what he's reading and he thinks that he's beating his wife. That's where I think Drake got that allegation from. Then at the end of Euphoria, what does he say? If you take it there, I'm taking it further. If you take it there, Family Matters, so talking about my family, I'm taking it further. Meet the Grams. I'm going to talk to each member of your family.
But what about the Dave Free stuff then?
Yeah.
Again, he's just making shit up. That's what Kendrick's trying to say.
But how do you know?
So as long as Kendrick walked up and said, it is my kid, that's fine?
Yeah.
He already said that. He said I put both my kids to bed in 616 LA.
But there's no proof of it.
There's no proof that it's his kids. So now you got to prove.
See, that's what I mean.
So wait,
there's no proof
from
both
this
sides.
is, once again, misinterpreting a song. It doesn't have the reading comprehension to realize. And clearly what Kendrick said about his crew not being real ones is true. Because like you proofread that and said, yeah, go with that, Drake. Everything's going to be fine. You fucked it up. He did not address it. He tried to defend himself and he seems defenseless because there's proof.
Yeah, but I'm saying
we've seen videos.
But I'm saying there's still, like, he acknowledged it.
Doesn't matter if he acknowledged. There's proof.
But the other guy has not acknowledged it yet.
There's no proof.
But the other guy has not acknowledged.
There's no proof.
Doesn't matter.
So that's our
what do you
issue.
mean
Though.
It doesn't matter. You
Doesn't
need
matter.
proof.
Doesn't matter. At least just say it like it's fake.
That's
His
what I'm saying.
wife could have
Why
been
is
like-
it better? I keep asking you, why is it better to be reactive instead of proactive? He jumped ahead of it on Euphoria because he knew Family Matters. He knew the track. That's why Meet the Grams was uploaded. Rashawn, how long does it take to upload a video onto YouTube?
Honestly, about 3 to 4 hours.
6-minute video, and he drops it 20 minutes after Family Matters.
That's why we think that he already had it already.
He had the track because at the last verse that he says to Aubrey.
It doesn't take 3 hours to post something if it's an image. If it's 4K rendering of a video, then it'll take 3 hours.
But even his how long was the song? It was like
6 minutes.
6-minute song, right?
To record a 6-minute song, mix the beat.
No,
mix
I
the
don't
sound.
think. I'm
It
agreeing
probably
with you
would
on
be
that
like an
part.
hour, maybe less than that.
I'm agreeing in that part. I don't think any of the diss tracks that he's released are reactive to the previous diss tracks. I think they're all pretty.
Not like us.
Oh, besides Not Like Us.
Not like us.
Like,
everything else we think was pre.
Actually, even with Not
No,
Like Us,
so
I feel
here's the
like
thing.
it's
So I
still
think
not.
Euphoria is not pre-recorded. That's a direct response to push-ups coming out. 616, Euphoria and 16 are both warning shots for Family Matters. Because on 16 he goes again, don't go there. If you go there, I will not stop. I will take it further than you. He drops Family Matters. Kendrick already has the video uploaded onto YouTube and just switches it to public. Because he already had the leak. That's what I'm saying. He has more proof about what he's saying.
Which song are we talking about? Meet the Grams?
Meet the Grams.
There was no video on that.
No, what I'm saying is Family Matters comes out and in 20 minutes or 30 minutes,
Meet the
Grams comes out.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. With what Kendrick said, 616, he says, I have moles in your system.
But it didn't feel like a reaction to the previous song.
It is. It's not a reaction. He already knew it was coming. Everything was already recorded.
So it was already, like, what you're saying is just, it was already
when he dropped Euphoria and 616, I guarantee you Meet the Grams was already recorded, ready to go.
Yeah.
That's why on both the tracks, he keeps saying, don't take it there. This is supposed to be a friendly fade. Let's just keep it within us and keep going back and forth. Don't go there. Don't go there. He waited till Drake dropped Family Matters, and he's like,
and he had that written.
I already knew what you were going to drop because I told you I have leaks in your system, and dropped Meet the Grams. There's no way you write a song, record a song, mix all that in 30 minutes and upload on YouTube.
So the only problem that I have though with certain content on the Kendrick diss records was him saying that Drake can't trust his circle, because this has been years that Drake, his last 3 or 4 projects, he's been saying that, like, he can't trust his own circle and stuff. So that was a new,
Why'd you keep him around?
What?
Why'd you keep that circle around? It happened again.
Maybe it was like different people.
Maybe he already got it.
No, but in 616, Kendrick literally, he numbers them. He's like, there's one that's beside you all the time. There's 2 that live the same lifestyle as you, but they just don't want to tell you. He pins it down to 3 people that have been feeding him information. Why does Drake still keep him around? Everything Drake has said, you can make hypotheticals like what if.
Yeah.
Most of what Kendrick has said, not everything. The daughter hasn't been proven yet, so I'm not going to stick on that point. everything else that Kendrick has said, there has been something, at least a little bit of proof or a little bit of hints that it is what he's speaking the fact. He said Drake's going to bullshit. What did we find out last night? Drake bullshitted. He said he set him up.
Allegedly.
Not allegedly. Okay, fine. We can do allegedly, but at least now there's still more proof on Kendrick's side.
Probably let people know what happened though on that as well.
Okay, so on the Heart Part 6, Drake ends up saying, "Oh, I'm a war general. This was my plan. I set you up with this suitcase and my daughter." Okay, number one, let's get to the first part. War general.
The sick line. I'm sorry.
So you're telling, okay, yeah, sick line. Well, sick line. Amazing. What was your tactic? Get the whole world to two-step about you being called a... No, that's not your tactic. Number two, he says, "Oh, I packed the suitcase. We plotted for a whole week and we gave it to you." Last night, someone drops a video of them having the actual items, zooming in on each med. Sidestep. I'm gonna go. If you're leaking info, why are you putting your actual medication with the right RX number and the doctor's name as a leak that you're feeding him?
There's no way that could be planned, because you look stupid if that's the case.
You look stupid. Like your actual meds with your name, the RX number, and the actual doctor's name. Why are you feeding them the legitimate thing? Would you not be feeding them something trolly?
True.
No, he didn't. Someone posts a video of them having the item saying Kendrick's not lying, and post a snippet of where he swiped it from. He didn't say when he swiped it, but where he got it from, and goes at Drake. Once again, what did Kendrick tell you? Master manipulator. He's going to be bullshitting. He's going to make up shit. He's going to control the narrative. The only lie Kendrick said is, Drake, your fans are not slow. Because they were hella slow. Because they were going with whatever they could. And now last night it drops that he didn't set him up. What else does Drake have? Why can you believe anything that Drake says after time and time again? Pusha showed you. Kendrick's now shown you 2 or 3 times. How can you trust any allegation he makes without proof?
I mean, I think when I saw the subreddit, because I just look at the subreddit here and there, like both Kendrick's and Drake's. And Drake's, they actually did look at that and they're like, "Oh, that was pretty bad." Like, they actually admitted it, which is pretty cool. Like
yeah, the Drake fans, from what it seems, it's not as biased as we thought it was going to be.
They're not that biased, but Kendrick's fan on like Twitter, not Twitter, but like Reddit.
I don't know if you guys have been the same half I have. I've been fighting for my life against Drake fans.
On Twitter, I don't know. It's Kendrick fans I've been seeing on.
But I feel like in part of like when you're doing this war, you're a Drake fan, I'm a Kendrick fan. Yeah. No matter what had happened here, your allegiance was never going to change. My allegiance was never going to change. Kendrick's not dropping these tracks to make you switch over to be a Kendrick fan. No. Drake's not dropping those tracks to switch me over to be a Drake fan. Yeah. It's about how are you going to get the people that are stuck in the middle ground? How are you going to get them to lean on your side? They may not be fans of you at the end of this, but you have to get them to lean on your side. Yeah. That's when they start throwing these allegations. Then who proved more of them?
Who said?
I know one way. Oh. Stop using alien voices in your songs.
How about another?
If her shoes still light up, she's too young for you, bro.
And look where Drake's ended up now. He dropped the Heart Part 6. It's at what, triple the amount of dislikes? It's one of the most dislikes,
yeah.
But that's also because of the haters. There's more haters than fans. And that's a fact.
Okay, why is Family Matters not being disliked that much?
Because that's not the recent song. The most recent song you're going to go to.
Okay, when Family Matters dropped, it did not get ratioed. Meet the Grams dropped 20 minutes later. It still did not get ratioed.
I'll put it like this. The narrative has changed with each diss record has dropped.
That's actually kind of true, yeah. I can see that.
Think about it. Family Matters drop.
Mm-hmm. Everyone's like, oh,
and everyone's like, oh my God, like the stuff that Drake's saying is so, they like beyond this thing. And then like you said, was it 20 minutes later?
20 minutes, 30 minutes later, yeah.
And change that whole narrative. Twitter would just change it automatically.
Immediate. Yeah. But why is that? Because we've never seen this before. So you have to wait weeks usually for like Hit 'Em Up dropped, I think it was a year and a half after the initial diss track.
Aha, yes.
Oh yeah, yeah, he doesn't know. But it's fine. This dropped 30 minutes later. The reason the narrative switches so fast on that one is because, oh shit, he just told us he had a mole. And he's addressing the song 30 minutes later, which means he already had it recorded, ready to go.
It's timing,
on Euphoria and 616, Kendrick not once makes the allegation that, Drake is a PDF file. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He alludes to it. He says the whole pacify line. You can read into it. Yeah. He says the whole, we don't like the women you fuck. You can still read into it. Maybe he's talking about prostitutes and escorts.
Yeah.
But he never outright says it. But he warns him twice, saying, don't do it.
Yeah.
If you go there, I'll take it further. I know some shit that'll make Gunna want to look like a saint.
Yeah.
Like
and he just dropped an album, by the
way. One of one? What, Gun of One or One of Gun?
Yeah, one of those. Yeah,
one of one?
Pretty funny.
But I was also thinking too, I'm like, especially because Drake has so many people against him right now, they all know people too. You know what I mean? That he could be Kendrick that's gonna get this inside too.
Why do you guys think everyone's turning on him? I have a theory. What do you guys think?
He's
the what?
Reese said
he's
that
the biggest one right now.
Reese thinks that it's probably like girls that he's been messing with from their.
I think it's the image.
It can't always be girls because these guys cycle the same girls over and over again. Unless they're trying to wife her up.
We're seeing Ruby Rose go through right now.
We ain't gonna talk about that because
shout out Drewski, bro.
That guy's tasted the whole industry at this point.
Yeah.
Well, why do you think everyone hates him? It cannot be just girls.
I think he's on top. That's why he's the biggest artist.
But it's not.
Thing to hate.
It's
Wait,
not
bro,
the people
this
that
just changed in a couple months though.
It's not a couple months. This has been a theme over the years.
Yeah, I think it's been building, if anything. But like the past couple months, that's when things kind of took its.
Sure, like,
how many people have you seen turn on like J. Cole?
Yeah, because he probably apologized first.
Fine, Kendrick. How many of the people that worked with Eminem have turned on him? Pac. How many of them turned on him?
Biggie.
That was just like two friends beefing and over. But like in terms of people who worked with them, how many people turned away?
Suge Knight.
So one thing that like made a lot of sense to me after like I heard someone talk about it, I think it was academics, about Future and Drake in Family Matters. He says like, "Oh, Future's the one that hurts me the most because we ain't never really been through it."
Yeah, they never really had.
But what do you think the beef was then? It wasn't the girl. No one cares about.
You're
like
thinking about the Tokyo
follower.
Japan girl.
Yeah, I don't think it's about that either. What it is so Kendrick addresses it in Not Like Us. One of the lines is, "You hit up Future when you didn't see the club," and that's what Drake does. He wants to hit the Atlanta scene, and who's the king of Atlanta?
Yeah, so he goes
it's
for
Future.
So he goes. Next up, yeah,
he's
Lil
boys
Baby.
with Future. They drop an album. It's a banger. They do all the numbers. What does Drake do the next time he wants to get in the clubs of Atlanta? He goes to 21.
Who's the next coming up? Yeah,
and that's what Axe talks about.
The collab project. Like, I heard that he was upset about that.
Exactly, and Academics talks about it. It's like, you went to Future when you initially wanted to get into Atlanta because he's the king of Atlanta.
Yeah.
Next time you want to come back, instead of going to Future, you go and hit up 21 because he's the new top shit. He's a new hot shit coming up, and you want to jump on that track. That's why no one fucks with you.
Isn't that business?
It is, but in the games, like if you create that kind of relationship, the least he could have done was like go to Future and be like, "Listen, 21's coming up. I'm trying to work with them."
Here and there, though.
But that's why Future's been pissed ever since that album came out with 21. They haven't worked together.
Her loss. They have. Yeah, you've heard. That was like probably the last thing that they.
But that could just be.
But rappers, you got to understand, rappers are very territorial, right? Future is the king of Atlanta. You don't step on his territory.
Their business is different than what we consider like just a business thing.
If I'm an artist, that's a big artist. If I want to keep my stuff going, I'm gonna go with the trends.
But that's what everyone's problem is. Like, okay, so another example is Roddy Ricch. When Roddy Ricch dropped The Box, he was the biggest artist on planet Earth. That was the biggest song on planet Earth. Him and Drake recorded a song.
Yeah, that makes sense though.
No. I'm gonna get to it. This is why people don't like him. That song never dropped because it leaked by accident, so they never officially let it go. A couple of years passed by. Roddy Ricch, like now I say the name, your face was like, nobody cares about that guy anymore.
No.
He reached back out to work with Drake, and Drake didn't reply back. You know why? He's not top shit anymore. Fuck you. I don't care about you.
Yeah, if you don't produce.
Sure, you can go that way. All power to you. It's a great marketing strategy. That's why Drake's on top right now. He jumps on the wave, makes a track with that person or that theme, that tone, makes a ton of money. He's still on top.
Perfect example was Sexy Red. When she started to get popping,
that's why he's popping ass with her.
Put her on the album because of her trendy sound.
Yeah, he does this all the time. Like when Bad Bunny was popping off, he did Mia. Fire track, great business model. You're making a ton of money, but this is why you have all the enemies. Now, when the times get tough, not a single one of these people opened their mouth and came to you. Even Lil Wayne, the guy who brought you in, won't come and defend you while Kendrick's attacking you because you went and fucked his girl while he was in jail.
In jail.
If you move like this, you've built your whole life moving like this, and from 10 years ago, we've been calling you a culture vulture, and you keep doing it. No shit, nobody's going to come and do it. Yeah. But no, all power to him. If that's the way he went, that's why he's the biggest artist and the best-selling rapper, artist, right? Yeah. He's the best-selling rapper for a reason. But that's the lifestyle you chose. You got to live with your decisions. That's the decision you made, so you can't sit here and play victim.
But I wonder if, like, you know, when he was with, like, those people, I forget their name, like Lil Wayne and them.
Oh, Young Money?
Young Money? Yeah, Young Money. Yeah. He made that song where he's like, yeah, I got people I don't trust, right? Something like that. I don't remember what song.
He says that on like every other track.
So I wonder if maybe that is the reason he does this. We're short term with people.
No, it's because he jumps on the new wave.
Yeah.
Whatever's popping.
But I mean, if it makes him money and if he keeps less
yeah, sure.
relationships.
No, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. That's a way to go about it. But in this game, if you do that,
But
you're
if you
burning
know
a ton of
that
bridges.
from Drake, why
You can't
are
expect
you-
more.
Yeah, so that's your
But
problem.
but that's what Kendrick's alluding to. Like he doesn't care. He literally says in the song, "Keep making those songs that make me dance and wave my hands, and there's gonna be no threats. Do your thing. Stop trying to come in and act tough and act like you're the shit, because nobody fucks with you anymore because you keep leaving them in the dust. You use them for what they need. It's mutually beneficial. When he hops on a track with somebody, they're getting a fuckload of listens.
Both of them are getting like
They're both getting it. But then you leave them and then you go to the next hot thing and you go to the next hot thing. So when shit gets rough, don't expect anybody to come stand in for you. And that's what's happening. People that everyone thought was his closest boys, Future and him are boys. But Future features Kendrick on it with a whole diss track.
Yeah,
Like you're a slimy piece of shit that nobody likes anymore.
future features.
I think another thing, like you said, like the character that Drake is playing now is not the same person that we once knew back in 2013, 2012. This whole thug personality that he's doing now, like you were talking about. And I even said, like, when Kendrick was talking about that, I'm like, yo, I'm actually happy that he's calling that out because this just randomly happened. Like, his last couple projects, the last one was called For All Your Dogs. For All the Dogs, whatever, right?
It was ass. By the
Yeah,
way.
it was. I did not enjoy
Not
it. Like,
my
they had
favorite Drake joint.
a couple records, but I don't know who said it, but I think it was on TikTok that someone said what Drake became now and what Kendrick is what Drake always wanted in terms of being respected by his hip hop peers and being well known that people are like, yo, that's the best hip hop artist, lyric of all time
Kendrick
kind of thing,
stays
right?
to what he knows. Like he experiments, but he still raps. Not a single person on TV
Kendrick
will ever
wants to
turn
be
on him.
known that as what Drake is, which is like
I can sell records too.
Yeah, sell records too.
Like I'm not just a conscious rapper. I can sell records too. And this is what I first said. Drake had so much more to lose because guess what you just did? You just gave this man the #1 song. He's beaten all of your records with one song. The whole world is dancing to you being called a PDF file. Like you've given him what he needed.
Yeah.
He won this battle because he wanted the commercial success off of this because he didn't need to prove that he's a better rapper than Drake.
No.
If you ask hip hop fans, they're going to say Kendrick's probably a better rapper. Drake's a more famous artist.
Yeah.
That's always been the fact. But now you've let him break every one of your fucking records. And you're going to be from moving forward, any lyric you put out, you got to make sure what it is. He can't go on Nice for What and say high school pics, you was even bad then ever again.
The same if you listen back to like R. Kelly songs too now, like it's
over.
a different thing.
And like I don't know if you noticed, like at the end of Not Like That, he does hey 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 hey, Bill Cosby, and it says step this way, step that way.
Yeah.
R. Kelly one step at a time.
Crazy.
The amount of things Kendrick has packed into each one of these songs is genius. It's incredible. And then Drake also does the stupidity of going into the whole slaves thing.
Yeah.
You walked right into that trap, again.
All right, you know what we're gonna do then? We're gonna go through the list, and you're gonna tell me like which one you guys prefer. Okay.
All right.
Okay, so the Like That record, like there's no choice, obviously.
I like that.
You like that?
So you can say it, but I can't say that.
Huh?
You can make that joke,
Did you? I thought you said it at the same time too.
but you didn't laugh.
No, I thought you said it just now at the same time. That's why I laughed as well. I thought you said- All right, what about the 7-minute drill? Like after everything.
I liked it if it.
I'm trying not. I'm trying not to have like the not trying to look back, but I can't not look back. It was good, but that's it.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that. Like, go sit on the beach. and
It
make
was literally
beats.
7 minutes. Like it was
It
there
lasted for
basically.
7
Yeah.
Yeah, just go back to the beach and keep making your beats.
Right.
Okay, the push-ups and the tailor-made freestyle versus Euphoria. Which one did you guys prefer?
Euphoria.
And Euphoria is obviously, you can all admit there. What's the next Kendrick Lamar song? The 616
Still
616 in LA.
and the Family Matters. Which one did you guys prefer? I would say Family Matters.
I think it's more.
Wait, shouldn't we compare?
Yeah, Family
Euphoria's
Matters and Meet the Grams.
16 with Tailor Made and Push-Ups because they're together.
Yeah, I think you loop in push-ups and tailor-made and Euphoria and 616 together.
Yeah,
Because push-ups and tailor-made are the first response. Euphoria and 616 are the response /
oh, at
warning.
the time. Yeah, okay, true.
Right? So I think both of those.
Both of
end up
those Kendrick
falling together.
songs won that.
But both those Kendrick songs by a mile.
Okay, so Family Matters versus Meet the Grams.
Family Matters.
And you said Family
In
Matters.
terms of the way it sounds, in terms of replayability, Family Matters. In terms of how disrespectful a track was, it's Meet the Grams.
Okay, so
I can see that. Yeah.
do you?
Because like it's You talked to another man's son and said, I'm your father. Don't look to a dad and said, this guy never cared about you until he needed to look black, and then he put you in the forefront. Then you went to his alleged daughter.
Yeah.
I take that in.
Yeah, and then you went to the alleged daughter and said, sorry that your dad's a deadbeat. Then you went to this man and said, I told you not to talk about my family. This is what happens. Like, it was so disrespectful. In terms of replayability, I play Family Matters more in my car than I play Meet the Grams.
Yeah.
I'll admit it. But
it's still a really good disc record, though.
Phenomenal.
Meet the Grams, I can't even.
But my biggest issue with Family Matters was the middle 2 minutes. That was the best flow and the best beat. And you wasted it on a bunch of people that, who cares about them?
But he had to, though.
No, but fuck them. Who cares about you? You just got bodied on Euphoria and 616.
Yeah, the battle is strictly between Drake and Kendrick.
Because you know what? Some of his best disses were to the other people. What he said to ASAP was hilarious. There's no coming back from that one. What he said to Rick, hilarious. The Weeknd, it backfired, literally. But but like, it was incredible. But like, I hated that he didn't just spend those 7 minutes on Kendrick. Just this is the only person. Yeah. It's
based on how it started and everything. Yeah.
You guys are the behemoths. Everybody else just chipping in because they want to bring you down.
Like you said, maybe he didn't have enough dirt to justify.
And that's why I keep saying proactive versus reactive. Kendrick said you put money in the streets, you didn't get it, and that's legit because Pusha also said the same thing. This guy put $100K in the streets and didn't get shit on me. And Kendrick reiterated, like, you put another $100K out on my head and nothing came back. I hated it. I hated the fact that he addressed everybody, but I liked it. I loved everything he said in it because it was and my favorite part of Family Matters is he addresses like that in it. Because I like that Kendrick says, I hope they come with 3 switches. And what did Drake come back with? 3 beat switches, 3 flow switches. Yeah. So I thought that was genius and like incredible of him. I just hated that it wasn't all to Kendrick.
It wasn't all towards Kendrick. Like, and that's the only issue I think that even I had with it. It was a great record, and I enjoyed the fact that he obviously talked about like the Weeknd and such too. But if it strictly was directed to Kendrick in what we thought it was gonna be, because the beat itself was like, okay, yo, this
fire
seems like he's already like locked in. It's what we wanted. And it was the last verse, I think, that he was going at Kendrick, basically. The last and middle.
First and last.
First and last, right?
First one was against Kendrick. The middle one was against everybody else, and the last one was against Kendrick. My least favorite flow was the last one.
No, Kendrick just opened his mouth.
That was really funny. Right now. Just open his mouth. Someone give him a
yeah.
But the first two was that was hilarious. That was a hilarious part. No, his best part of all the songs was I know your back's up against the curb.
So I think I would still pick Family Matters. But even though Meet the Grams, like after a couple listens and having time to really like sit with it and think about everything that he was saying, it's very like cruel.
It's disrespect. It's evil. Yeah. Like if you watch a bunch of people like reacting to the song, Family Matters and Euphoria, and even Not Like Us, everyone's reacting the way like normally you would react. But when you watch everyone react to Meet the Grams, the look on their face is just horror. It's like,
so this what would you guys say it was worse then? Because remember a couple years ago Drake said about the line that Pusha said about his best friend
Noah having
and he's saying that there's rules to this shit, right? Do you believe that there's rules in battle rap?
There is, but what I don't like is again something else Kendrick says in 616 LA. He plays victim. Don't bring the family in. Who brought the family in first? Drake.
Yeah.
After he brings the family in and Kendrick says something, it's, oh, you mentioned my scene, so now you got to deal with his dad. Got to go back. No, like you brought it in.
Yeah.
Stop playing the victim. He always ends up crossing a line, and when somebody else takes it even further, which again Kendrick told you he was gonna do, when someone takes it further, immediately he's like, "Oh, there's rules to this shit. You can't be saying this." You brought up Whitney's name. He let that go and told you, "Just don't bring my family into it. Keep it a friendly fade."
And bro, Drake knows the battle rap scene really well. There was a point where he was actually considering to battle Murder Mook.
In 2021, right?
Yeah, you remember?
Yeah, when he put like $100K on that. I forgot what the
rap
league was called. Yeah.
He's also done partnerships with what's it called? KOTD, like the King of the Dot.
King of the Dot, yeah.
Their rap.
You remember in high school when we used to watch those all night?
Yeah, it was sick. There was a Disaster they used to have on there and shit. Pat's Day.
Cannabis.
So it's not like he's not new to the scene. He already has the idea of it. So it's just like you said, like whatever he can use to turn around, because he knows he has the same kind of like Kendrick stands in a way. He has his own following. He utilizes that into controlling that narrative. And I remember like when he dropped that thing about the Pusha stuff.
Yeah.
The whole word online was just like, oh, like, yo, Drake's actually right. Like, yo, you can't just be saying things like that. But
here's the thing. Who brought who in first in that beef? Drake went and mentioned Pusha's wife. So
yeah, Virginia.
Once again, he takes it there, and then when someone retaliates and takes it even further, he pulls back and says, "Oh, there's rules to this shit." Yeah. And as someone that's involved in the battle rap community, do your homework. Kendrick didn't come up like you did. He was a battle rapper in Compton.
Yeah,
that's what his initial come up was. You're going up against a seasoned rapper who didn't have the luxury you did in your private schools and your rich mother. you had the connects because your mother is loaded.
Yeah,
I was gonna say something else, but like he grew up in a different world. The amount of missteps in each one of these tracks, that's why I don't think Drake wins this.
Yeah.
And now that the setup got proven incorrect, everything Kendrick said about you bullshitting and manipulating, it's coming to fruition.
Yeah.
And everyone's seeing you in this light again.
Mm-hmm. You gonna say that?
See, now that I listen,
it's when I put him on the spot. That's the funniest one.
To Maaz.
I'll rebuttal anything. Let's do it.
I think I'm actually kind of like seeing it.
Oh, really?
Kind of agree with it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know too much about this stuff. I listen to it and I just take the word.
Like, I haven't even touched on the slaves shit. Like, this guy gave you a history lesson on Atlanta because his whole point is, okay, he's not saying Drake's not black. He never once said he's not black. He's just saying you use it.
About Thug too?
What? He mentioned 6 Atlanta rappers to say that you only go to Atlanta when you need something to prove that you're black. Mm-hmm. He's not saying Drake's not black. He's saying that you use it when it benefits you, when you can put it out and make money off of it. But other times, you're not black anymore. You're the light skin. You're the Jewish guy. Yeah. You don't care anymore. And then he goes in and not like us, gives you all the examples. He did a song with Lil Baby when Lil Baby was booming so he can change his lingo up. Future to hit the clubs. 21 to get cred. Young Thug to make him feel like he's a badass. And it's like, you're not a collie. You're a fucking colonizer. Mm-hmm. Like, this guy's attacked his whole being and persona of who he is.
We know that, though. Like, Drake bases his whole character around who he's with around that time.
Yeah. But who's put him on blast like this before?
No one.
That's why I say, like, even the push-ups was a mistake. You should have sat back, let Kendrick drop first. Mm-hmm. You gave him the platform. And especially with someone with this many skeletons in your closet, you got to be fucking careful.
Oh, like, overall, who you guys think won this?
We didn't do one more. It's Not Like Us versus Heart Part 6.
Oh yeah, the Heart Part 6 is not okay. So
Not Like Us.
Not Like Us. Yeah, that's kind of given. Oh yeah, what are you gonna say?
I just like the flow of the Heart Part 6, but I still like Not Like Us for the
okay, you like the flow, but the lyrics, I've already told you everything that he's bullshitted on that part, right? So you can't back it. And the reason it's getting review bombed and it's getting so many dislikes, like, you've been proven wrong in everything you're saying. The way you address the PDF allegations, bro, look at the scenario of the world. Everyone's going down left, right, and center. Like, that's not a defense anymore. Then you went to Mother I, and misinterpreted the whole fucking song. Like, the reading comprehension is just not there. And you spent a whole minute, the first minute and a half was all that. Then you said you set him up. You're getting proved wrong again. You bullshitted so much, you can't win this one. That's why I think he needs to drop again. Too many things have turned on him now. Too many people have turned on him. He needs to drop something. Even if he doesn't have shit, drag Kendrick down with you. You're going down, just take him down with you with whatever you can.
Yeah, because right now it's looking like pretty bad for him.
The number one song in Toronto is Not Like Us. Your own city is dancing to you being called.
Yeah.
Something not good. Yeah. That's, and remember that? Remember the lyric on Push-Ups? You remember that lyric on Push-Ups? Got more love in your city than you do? And look how it
now it's happening too.
And then New Whole King has a Kendrick Lamar special. You just shot a music video there.
Yeah.
That's how much you're getting disrespected in your own city. The place you shot your music video has a Kendrick Lamar special in your city. How do you recover from this? You got to take him down with you. Just bullshit your way and just bring him down with you. Kamikaze this bitch right now. That's the only way out.
All right, so who do you guys think won the whole thing then, realistically?
I think Kendrick.
After listening to Maaz.
He made some really good points.
Yeah. Might just say Kendrick, to be honest. But I'm still like, I don't know, 100%. Valid. I don't want to fall 100% into it.
Valid.
You know? I don't want to fall 100%.
I'm just gonna stay with
I'm like still 50-50
with Drake,
now.
but like Kendrick is right there. Like I can't even deny it.
So why would you give it to Drake? I've given it so much for Kendrick.
Yeah.
Why would you give it to Drake?
I just think that the way that Drake went about this whole situation was done so well because he, first of all, from what it seemed, addressed almost everything. Whatever Kendrick had to say, he had to come back for it. And then he kind of called him out that, yo, I know you're going to say this too. Like, he had his own kind of receipts in a way. So I thought that it was done well in his execution. And then also the diss records itself, he showed up in terms of going against a lyricist like Kendrick. I did not think when this battle happened, I was already like, oh shit, like, how is he going to be able to compete
It's like
bar
what Drake
for bar?
said. Drake said, or I forgot. I don't know if Drake said it or I saw a tweet about it.
Yeah.
It's Drake brought out Kendrick to be able to drop consistently.
Yeah.
Kendrick brought out the Drake that can
To
rap
get that hunger back.
to get the rap Drake.
Yeah.
out.
Yo,
So that's what I expected out of Drake going up
Yeah.
against Kendrick.
Speaking about Twitter, maybe you have a rebuttal before that.
Oh, I got so many. I got all the tweets saved.
Apparently, Not Like Us lyrics are stolen.
Oh, yeah, we talked about this.
Twitter.
Yeah, we talked about this in the car. So I have another thread of lyrics from Drake. For example,
No, but what about for Kendrick?
Yeah, sure.
We know Drake plagiarized it, but we don't
Okay,
know
so the thing with
Kendrick
Twitter is you can
plagiarized
tweet a fuckload of things and one of them's gonna hit, right? One of them is like certified lover boy, certified whatever, and this is something that's been sticking with Drake since 2010. So obviously someone's gonna tweet
it.
something like that.
But
It had
why
20 something
would
views,
Someone like Kendrick, who we're
but he's not.
thinking-
That was the certified Jared account I was telling you about. That's who posted it because that they ran a smear campaign until last night when the evidence dropped over and over and over again. It didn't work. If you use, for example, push-ups, someone literally tweeted out how you big stepping with a size 7 men's on in 2022. Push-ups, that's his main bar
And that's
and
the
the cover
of
photo.
the song.
So I can flip the same thing
Yeah,
back, but
we
it doesn't
already
work
know
that way.
Drake is a plagiarizer. We know about the ghostwriters, but Kendrick is seen as
Okay, another
So
thing
that's
is like,
why I think what you're trying to say, like,
genuine artist.
it
I see
bothers
what you're
us.
saying. I see what you're saying, but if you look at the tweets that they screenshot and put out, it's got like 20 views on it. Are you really telling me of count
so
with
you're
30
saying his
followers?
lyrics are basics then? Basic.
Those are
'Cause
hooks.
If anybody can think about it.
Those are hooks.
But
That's what a
we're
hook
not
is.
supposed to think Kendrick.
No, but every tweet that you're talking about is a hook. Every hook is always basic. Not Like Us. Like is that it's not an in-depth bar. They Not Like Us is very basic.
They not like
Yeah, but-
us.
Everything that people mention, they're just hooks. They're hook lines. A minor, whatever. They're all hooks. But in terms of like actual entendres and actual bars and verses, no one can find a single tweet about it because you can't, because that's what Kendrick writes himself.
Yeah.
It's a 1v20. Well, a lot of them ran away,
I
so
mean, I
it's
still
1v1
think
now.
that's weird though, because we see Kendrick as like a.
But
You know, from the perspective of like, oh, there's so many users on Twitter and even like Instagram and such. And remember, they're probably getting tagged in all these things too, right? If they're checking their page and stuff.
now they are.
So they're bound to find one thing that's like, oh, I could use this, or like, you know, that's actually something I could have said, or you know. So
If they were viral tweets, I'd agree, but that's like there's tweets
they
from
weren't
accounts
really-
with like
yeah.
30 followers and like 12 views. When the guy screenshot, there's 12 views. You're really telling me the guy found one of those 12 views was Kendrick Lamar? I wish I was that lucky.
I also think like it's so hard to like find out what's true and factual in whatever's been posted on Twitter, because we're going by like rumors and such too, right? Like
Right.
it's very hard to find like hard proof evidence unless it's
like even
proven.
those images could be fabricated.
Which
you
one?
never know. Like whatever happened yesterday.
No, so he took yesterday's newspaper, or he took the Wednesday's newspaper, the actual Daily Mail newspaper, and took a video of that in the video to prove that it's taken today. He didn't digitize it, put a digital stamp. He took a physical copy of the newspaper and
Yeah,
said,
but you can.
this is the date.
The technology now to fabricate things.
He had a
is
Panasonic laptop, man. I don't think she knows about technology that much.
Still, it doesn't matter. It could just that could be like something psychological.
I agree with
to
what you're
make you
saying,
think
but
that
if we
way.
reach that much, we'll never get to a
But
conclusion.
everyone's reaching so much. Like
I get it.
Every
But
day
now
is
we're
more and
narrowing
more.
down, right? Everyone's reaching. Everyone's been
I
reaching
still
since the
think
allegation
everyone
about
is
throne.
reaching to conspiracy levels, and you just have to go by the word.
But I hate
of
that
the main
it
people.
sometimes I feel like it makes sense on the things that they're posting.
Yeah.
Like a part of me, I'm listening to it, or like whenever Aman says some shit, I'm like, yo, I didn't think of it like this. But like
Yeah,
it feels like it makes sense. But you know, like sometimes I feel like your mind is playing tricks on you.
but that's the
to-
point. I guess that's what they want, right?
That's what they want. They want the ambiguity, right? Like
Yeah.
they don't, because if you straight up and go and do it and drop receipts, you're a
Yeah.
snitch.
That's true.
Like,
Do you guys believe that this was staged? Because I know that was a discussion we
thought
had
in
for
the
a long
beginning.
time.
I thought in the beginning.
When Euphoria dropped, sure, I may have been persuaded, but after Family Matters, Meet the Grams, Not Like Us, no chance.
The things that were talked about.
You don't go. You can allude to it, but you don't go out and actually say that word.
That
and
crisis
call
management
somebody.
team is going crazy.
Like,
All that stuff is going down.
You know, Nike lost their mind.
Yeah.
Universal lost their absolute mind when they heard what Kendrick was saying and said, "Oh shit, here we go."
Yeah. Yeah. After that, I was like,
Like after going through everything with R. Kelly, with Bill Cosby, with all these people,
they're
oh
like,
god,
done.
like,
Especially
this is a current guy.
the biggest artist in the world that you're getting a lot of your money from.
You have a $400 million deal with him. Apple has like what, 40 million per album or some shit.
Yeah.
It's like $1 billion.
Nike has like
deal,
$100 million set into them. Like that's a lot of money on the line,
Yeah.
and people have been dropped for tons less. And can I talk about
Yeah.
that can push that away? But now you just went up against the second biggest guy in the world, and he just put you on blast.
Because he has nothing to lose.
Nothing to
Worst
lose.
case, he still proves that how dominant he still could be if he wants to be consistent.
Yes.
He goes back to his lifestyle.
Yep.
And whenever he drops anything, it still does crazy
It's
numbers.
going to do whatever numbers he was making before. Because the people who are doing numbers for him,
Yeah.
they weren't the average fan. Like you have to really enjoy Kendrick's music to listen to that. It's not mainstream music.
It's not something
Some
that
of them
can
are.
just, yeah.
But like, again, it's the same thing that you said. Like he had nothing to lose. Had he lost this rap battle, all people would have said is, well, obviously Drake's got like 10 times more fans than him. He wasn't going to outbeat him. He had nothing to lose in this and everything to gain. That's why I think Drake missed the misstep from dropping push-ups. Just hold it. Do a verse. Bait him into dissing you first, and then go at
from
him.
there. Yeah.
You're the king. You're at the top. You're the top artist.
There's no reason that you have to sloop. And,
You don't need to reach down there. Let them come for you and shoot at you. He let Pusha shoot at him. He let Meek shoot at him. But with Kendrick, he wanted that validation of being a rapper so bad. He dropped TaylorMade and started making you look pathetic.
Yeah.
Then this guy dropped fucking 4 tracks on you in 4 days. Then you're like, oh, I know you're going to drop in 5 minutes. Like, you fumbled it.
Just the petty vibes he was giving off. What about you? Anything on it?
Honestly,
Very nice.
Very nice.
Bro, there's no way that we've been talking about this for a week, and then now you're on here and you're like, yo.
Bro, honestly, because after
He's like Drake. He had a lot to say online, but you put him on the spot.
yeah, after listening to him,
He made
maybe
like
I shouldn't have made fun of him.
incredible like points where it's like, I can't even deny it, but
I guess because you and I didn't really go that deep into it. Like I just saw a little post here and there, and I just send it to him. Like, what about?
Listen,
this?
I've been waiting for this moment for 10 years. So when it's not that it was somebody diss Drake. It was my favorite artist ended up dissing Drake. And they actually decided, we're going to do this. I was invested. I was so invested.
I can't even lie when I think we all can agree, like, and it might seem biased though because of like for our generation, but I think this is the best like rap battle of all time.
Ever.
Just because of how consistent they were and how they delivered on almost all
Like
the
in terms
songs,
of like
basically.
volume, like we've never seen this before. These guys were
From the two
releasing
top
tracks 30 minutes after one another, then like 6 hours after one another. It was insane. It was incredible.
There was a point where like you guys even said like if you were in public, you were leaving wherever you're at. Just
I
to go
pulled
listen.
over.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
When Family Matters dropped, I pulled over because I was on Sandalwood and I got a text saying Drake dropped. I'm like, holy shit. So I went to the side, I pulled over, I'm listening to the track, and I'm like, this man cooked Kendrick. Oh my God, what the hell just happened? Go home, take my shirt off.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding. Kendrick dropped. I'm like, talking about yesterday or Drake? No, Kendrick dropped. I'm like, bro. Then I wake up the next day. I go to watch the Leafs game. I go into the person's house. Kendrick dropped again. What do you fucking mean Kendrick dropped again? I literally paused the Leafs game and fucking put it on.
That's crazy.
Because I'm like, oh my God. And then, listen, I'm not from the West Coast. Like, I don't affiliate with anybody, but the beat came on and even I started, just like started going. And it's like, oh,
I
he
was
just beat you at your own game.
So
I was at Wing Saints in Vaughan.
Yeah.
And then I got the notification because I had to like post notified. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, yo, Ness, we gotta get out of here right now. She's like, wait, what happened? Everything okay? I'm like, can you just drop? I gotta make sure everything's okay. Like, I have to make sure.
This is the first time in my life I've ever had somebody's YouTube notifications on my phone.
That's crazy.
I put both Drake and Kendrick's YouTube notifications on because I never knew.
Yeah. Like the channel, put the
And put the bell. I actually hit the bell notification like all these
That's
YouTubers
so
tell me to
jokes.
do because I needed to know.
Yeah.
And every day now I'm still. You coming with something?
It's not over though. I don't think it is.
I think it's done. I think there's too much money on the line now. I think that Universal thing, they debunked it, but I think there's partial truths to it. Too much money on the line.
I think we're gonna get 2 more, and then that's where I'll be done.
Yeah, but how intense would those 2 be? Because now
Drake cannot afford any receipts coming out right now. It's over. If Kendrick decides to actually drop a receipt, it's over for you.
Yeah.
I don't care how big you are, you're gonna get dropped.
Okay, so where do you guys think then? Okay, last question. After Not Like Us, where do you go from there? And where does Drake go from the Heart Part 6?
Not Like Us. What you do is you drop your album in 3 months.
That's true. No one's gonna care.
Because right now you've just made the hit song of the summer. You've broken every streaming record for hip hop in the last week. You had the best streaming week with 5 days tracking. Yeah. Not 7 days, 5 days. You take this momentum, and the public masses are saying you won. You take this momentum, you drop your album, you're gonna do platinum within a month. True, yeah. With Drake, you need to back off, go do some features again, slowly release your tracks, and just really, really careful what you say. Just be careful what you say. Do not I
think his team would have to do some sort of.
They already do all the writing.
Crisis management team is already working OT.
The ghostwriters are working overtime right now.
That's why I think Party just dropped his album. He's like, we gotta do something else to kind of, change the conversation.
No, Party isn't the Party with us doing something weird with his nose.
Garbage. I listened to a couple songs.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, it's because Party's at the party playing with his nose too much, And Baka's got a weird case. Yeah, why is he around?
Not nice.
That's it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So, well, thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed, thank you guys for being here. And
Kendrick, baby.
We're out. Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
They not like us.